the list. Each bank has been told to give us a list. For example, Canada Bank told me that of 47 identified projects, in 11 they've started disbursing. Indian Bank told me out of the same 47, in 17 they've started disbursing. So that's a good sign that stalled projects are not only being debottlenecked, but they are moving forward. Now, agricultural credit flow is satisfactory. We will achieve the target of 7 lakh crore rupees by the end of this year. And the next year, the target has been set at 8 lakh crore rupees. And they are confident they can achieve that. Education loans, of course, are very good. As I said in the budget speech, we have at the end of December 2013, 57,700 crore rupees outstanding in 25.70 lakh accounts. I can't think of any country which has such a large education loan program. Now, the rupees 2,600 crore that we wrote off for pre-31/3/2009 student borrowers, as promised in the budget, that money has been transferred to Canara Bank, the banker for the scheme. All banks have been requested to make their claims with Canara Bank, and Canara Bank has been advised to settle the claims as far as possible by the 31st of March 2014, which means the student should get the intimation that the outstanding interest as on 31/12/2003 has been written off. That intimation should reach the student in the month of April. We discussed some other issues such as mobile banking. There is some distance still between what the mobile service providers are willing to do and what the banks want them to do. Mobile banking is catching up, especially for remittances, transfers from one account to another, and payment of utility bills, and for information about a person's account. But I'm told that there is a new technology, USSD. And if the mobile service providers adopt this technology, mobile banking can be expanded very rapidly. So I've asked Secretary to call a meeting of the mobile service providers as well as the IBA to resolve this issue so that we quickly expand mobile banking. We also reviewed the action taken on the last meeting decisions. Last meeting, as you know, was held on 22nd of October 2013. We had identified 40 action points. On most of the points, action has been completed. There are still a few issues which are under discussion with the RBI. I intend to take up some of them at the board meeting of the RBI day after tomorrow. Secretary and IBA will follow it up with the RBI on the remaining issues. I think I'll stop here and take a few questions. Yes. Yes.
So what are the new methods or that you discussed of capital raising which the government
Well, these are suggestions. These are not decisions. So I think you should keep that in mind. There's a suggestion that PFRDA and IRDA must revisit some of their regulations to enable pension funds in be invested in additional Tier 1 capital, which is a perpetual bond. I think PFRDA has made some changes, but we are trying to talk to the IRDA. Another suggestion is that banks may be allowed to issue shares to their employees. They are confident that they can mobilize a significant amount of capital by issuing shares to their employees. The third suggestion is that even while government infuses capital, the minority shareholder can be given a rights issue in an equal proportion so that nobody's share is diluted, but you raise additional capital from minority shareholders, proportionately match the capital infused by government. So these are suggestions which will be examined, and this will be implemented. Whatever suggestions are finally accepted can be implemented next year when the next round of capital raising will begin. As you know, government has provided 11,300 crore for next year. It's not adequate, but that's a budget estimate. As the year goes, if we can find more money, we should infuse more into public sector. Yes.
Sir, did the United Bank of India issue came up in the meeting, and what was it?
No, United Bank of India issue did not come up for discussion as such, but United Bank of India was represented by its executive director. They have recovered 400 crore in cash. They have upgraded rupees 800 crore worth of accounts. Therefore, the NPAs have been reduced by rupees 1,200 crore. United Bank of India will be discussed separately when the governor comes here on the 7th, and it's more or less, we know the path forward, and it will be resolved on the 7th. At the moment, there is an executive director, and we will strengthen the management of United Bank.
So is there any chance that United Bank of India case can be replicated with any other? Is this kind of risk?
No other bank has presented any such picture. In fact, we have the NPAs of every bank. We have their steps they are taking by them of recovery. I don't think any other bank is in the same boat.
So what's the current NPA level impact of all the banks taken together?
See, NPA levels should be looked at only at the end of the year. At the beginning of the year, they can give a very misleading picture. So I'm not going to give you the picture as on, say, September 2013 or December 2013, because that can give you a very misleading picture. NPAs at the end of